the story of the city, the story of Warwickshire, and how those two things. That's a big one. We also speak a lot about green jobs. But you look around the ring today, and some of the things you'll hear to look at, that's what green jobs are. I think our young people, our schools into that agenda, our FE colleges, thinking net zero and making sure it's part of the day-to-day conversation, which is fantastic.
First private biodiversity project in the UK. Also working closely with local schools in the biodiversity improvement and awareness. Our larger phase 2 biodiversity project for a solar farm. Generate enough clean electricity to clean renewable air to bring forward a site known as SUA4. Approximately 500,000 square feet of employment land. Delivery of this additional employment land across South Warwickshire.
It doesn't surprise me just hearing that Yelo ended up here at the Alscot estate. Renewable and the sort of regeneration type of project that we were bringing to the area. It was a commodity-based trading and investment group. And we looked at several venues. I looked at the project very seriously. The owner of the estate was willing to sort of move what could have been a shed to a business that creates jobs. We built the renewable power plant, we then built the processing facility, we then built the refinery. Because when you put a lot of money into a project, you need to get a return on your investment. We're processing around about 15% of the UK's rapeseed, over 150,000 tonnes on an annual basis. There's 60 people over there today. The average salaries of those people, they're qualified people, looking, getting on towards £50,000 a year. I looked at the carbon footprint that we were creating. Around 75%, 80% of our energy over there is renewably based. Giant furnace, and then we create heat and energy from burning them. When you look at what we've done on a carbon footprint perspective, every tonne of refined oil that we sell to the UK industry has about 15% of the carbon footprint of our competitors. But they are also going to move it back the other end into regeneration and the soil quality and the application of fertiliser and pesticide in a very proper way to reduce, which is the largest part of the carbon footprint, is how you actually grow your crop. Milk yields that are better or equivalent to soya. So we've done trials with Marks & Spencer and Waitrose. They've removed all soya from their dairy. It's placed already a quarter of the soya that was being fed to dairy cows. I guess on Coventry City, I think when we saw the Commonwealth Games, we saw a huge boost and people recognised what was going on. For the community, Coventry's a huge city, 500,000 people. To try and rebuild and spend rather than have austerity, because that you do need to spend money, you need to spend it wisely. So that's obviously my goal there. Announce the formal acquisition, and then we'll get stuck into the business mode. Listen, this area, I think, having been coming up here, has huge potential. Again, the HS2 and just the games and people in Coventry and where they're going and what they're doing, I think there's a much bigger market for what that sort of brand has and what we obviously do with the Yelo business here at Alscot. So thanks so much for hosting us this morning and allowing me to share my story.
Great, it was wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Emma, for inviting us here. It's a splendid occasion. I know, but I love the green side of it. I mean, you've all been facing this horrible issue around energy. And it's unpredictable. And one thing business doesn't want is unpredictability. Complaining about solar farms in the area. we've got to have them. It's just a must-have. And projects going on like your own here, but we need a lot more. Much needed. Totally welcome by the Chamber. I wish you all the very best with your business.